Welcome to the Verdin Sports Show. I'm your host, Jacob Verdin. Got my guy G-Sportz in the cut. G, how you feeling, man?
Having a pretty solid day so far, man. Let's get it.
Tell me y'all beat Oklahoma. Come on.
Remain undefeated, 15 and 0.
Come
15 and
on.
0.
Like a wise man once told me, do winners win. So shout out to y'all for getting that W, man. Got an interesting stream for you today. Bowl game opt-outs, transfer portal news, Elijah Robinson. Is he coming? Is he not? We'll break it all down. Before we get into the show, I wanted to say thoughts and prayers to Kevin Falk, keeping him in our wishes and hoping the best for his family here as they go through this tragic time. I wanted to say that couldn't go start this stream without him. He's a great dude, man. Got to see him and talk to him and meet him after some of the games. He's always got a lot of personality, a nice guy. So, I mean, you don't want to see people go through things like that.
For sure. I believe that's his second child that he's lost in the last few years, man. Gotten a chance to know Kevin Falk over the last 10 years. My first time meeting him was when he was coaching at Karen High School. He actually came on my podcast when I first started my media company back then. And he's always been very, very nice and welcoming when I came around when he was at Karen Crow and since he's been at LSU. So sorry to hear that him and his family going through that, especially during the holiday season.
I agree. Thoughts and prayers with them as well. Let's talk about this bowl game, G. We got some news, we got some updates, some information. Our guy Frank did one of his final press conferences as the head honcho here at LSU, and he had a little bit of a mailbag. Nussmeier, Whit Weeks, Mansour Delane out for the Texas Bowl. It's not really a surprise. You saw Nussmeier and Whit battling injuries. Mansour Delane's stock is so damn high, if it kept climbing, his head would hit every roof and ceiling that he's in. So, I mean, those decisions I feel like were expected. Now, I'll talk about a name that's not on here. Harold Perkins. So we saw that he accepted his Shrine Bowl invite, right? Gee, just seems like writing's on the wall. There's no more speculating on if he's coming back or if he's using that final year of eligibility. It seems like he'll make that decision to go to the NFL draft. So just with what we've seen right here, with an Aaron Anderson doubtful, with Braylon Moore having a chance to play, do you think that they could potentially keep those guys on the squad, or is everybody that has eligibility left probably going to just forego it to go play pro ball?
Yeah, Aaron Anderson is pretty much done. His sights are set on going to the NFL and getting healthy so he could be prepared for a combine invite, Senior Bowl if he gets that invite, which I'm pretty sure he probably will. Pro D, and I think that's the best decision for Aaron. Man, he's had a lot of knick-knack injuries throughout the season, and for him to be able to test well and put on for those NFL GMs and owners, I think it's best for him to just not play in the bowl game and do what's best for him. Braylon Moore, I'll be surprised if he plays in the bowl game. Just like last year, bro. I think this is going to be one of those things where you're going to see a lot of young guys get a lot of opportunities, and there's going to be a lot of evaluation going on from Lane Kiffin and the new staff. So I think that's what this is going to be about. Hal Perkins, I think that's a smart decision for him to forego his last year. I think the only thing he could do is hurt his stock if he came back. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, best wishes to him, man. I hope everything work out for him.
Yep. And for the Nussmeier situation too, even we talked about this. I saw some people make a comment like, "Oh, he's just set on being a fifth rounder or a day three pick, whatever the case may be." I feel like he's in a situation too where you're not really helping your stock, G. It's only going to go down from here. Everybody saw what they saw. This was probably the best course of action for him. Now you're focusing on the pro day, focusing on the combine, focusing on the opportunities that you do have left in front of you, because it just got to a point where you kind of saw everything you were going to see from these guys. And, Nussmeier obviously had a lot of different ailments, whether it be the beginning of the year where he has the knee and the knee sleeve, and then obviously the oblique was a question mark for a lot of times. But I mean, the glaring elephant in the room was that offensive line. And I'll even go out on a limb and say the fact that you put Michael Van Buren in for 3 to 4 weeks, you've got to see the fact that, okay, cool, it wasn't really a quarterback focused problem. And I think a lot of people can agree to that. Initially, people were wondering, is it a Nussmeier thing, a decision-making thing? And there were a lot of moments where it was just mind-boggling. We talked about the biggest one that's sticking with me on the show, G, after the game, the South Carolina RPO where he threw it right to the safety. I mean, I can harp on that every day and tomorrow. But whenever you look at the grand scheme of things, whenever the offense was still stagnant, still struggling, it's kind of hard to place the majority of the blame on him. If anything, I think that situation potentially helped him. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's like if he was out there playing those final 3 weeks, everybody would have thought that the offense under his control was like that. But at least now, maybe you get a little bit of optimism that, okay, cool, it wasn't all on him. And maybe in a different situation, he'll be able to succeed or be able to evolve. Because we do say your situation is going to be the biggest indicator of your success. So I don't know. I think that Nussmeier could have a decent trend. I think he can turn it around. I feel like a lot of this was just related to the overall situation that the offense was in. I mean, losing an offensive coordinator, changing the play callers, having all that turnaround at offensive line, the lack of the run game, that almost handcuffs you as a quarterback. So I feel like the course of action that he went on was honestly the best given the cards he was dealt. What do you think about that?
Contrary to what people may think and what they may say about Garrett Nussmeier and these 2 years that he started at LSU, I think he's an NFL type quarterback. Do I think he's a starter? I don't. I think that he has to go to the right situation in the league, bro. I think he has to go somewhere where he's protected with a good offensive line and a quarterback coach and offensive minded head coach that's willing to pour into him and develop him. And if that happens, man, I can see Nussmeier being a backup and possibly, as time goes on, end up being a starter one day. You know, and being somebody that you look at and say, "Damn, that's the Garrett Nussmeier we was looking for at LSU." I think one of the biggest things about Nussmeier that I've always said that he has to work on is his decision making in critical moments. You know, it's not about his arm, it's not about his mobility. Whether people want to always talk about that because of the new generation of quarterbacks that we deal with these days, everybody's mobile. I don't think any of that was the problem. I think it really came down to his decision making, and wherever he goes, I think that's going to be the number one target that they talk about with him is his decision making in critical moments. You know, I think about somebody like Bo Nix. I remember when Bo Nix was at Auburn and he played the game like he was in the backyard, and then he goes to Oregon with Dan Lanning them, and all of a sudden, his decision making gets better. He becomes a first round pick. Not only that, he goes to a great situation with the Denver Broncos under somebody like Sean Payton, who understands how to develop quarterbacks.
Yep.
And look at him now. And I'm not saying that Garrett Nussmeier is Bo Nix, but they do have some similar traits. So I don't think this is the end for Garrett Nussmeier. I think it's very, very important where he gets drafted at, though. If he goes to a place where they don't have a really good offensive mind as a defensive minded head coach, I think his NFL career could be short lived. So, hopefully he can go somewhere where they have a really, really good offensive mind.
And honestly, G, like I'm gonna say something else really insane because a quarterback normally, if you're getting drafted the top of a first round or just in that spot, you're gonna go to a team who's in a dire need of a starting quarterback, which is normally not a team that's having success. And obviously, if you're at the top of the first round, barring a trade, you had a pretty shitty year. So, if anything, this could be a blessing in disguise. The fact that he might have slid down some people's draft boards because you could go into one of those teams, an offensive guru, a team that actually is poised for success. Because there's been a lot of situations, and this is random, but I mean, let's say Patrick Mahomes going under Alex Smith or Aaron Rodgers going under Brett Favre, maybe even
Yep.
Jordan Love going under Aaron Rodgers. Like you do have the ability to be able to take a young buck under your wing and have that transition from the vet to a young guy like Garrett Nussmeier instead of putting all the pressure on him while he walks in the door. Like, hey, you got to be the starter. You got to be the guy. Go out there right now. Now he can develop and he can sit back and he can, fake some of those things, some of those question marks, if you will. It could wind up working out.
I'm
I
gonna
feel
tell
like,
you, I'm gonna tell you a place I would love to see him go and grow and develop. And they have a quarterback right now that's playing at a high level, and I think he only has about maybe 2 more years left in him in his prime. And that's the Rams.
yeah.
Go somewhere under Sean McVay, learn behind somebody like Matt Stafford, who was looked at as a bad decision maker when he came into the NFL with the Lions.
Mhm.
But all of a sudden, when he got traded to the Rams and he got under Sean McVay, what happened? He won a Super Bowl. His interceptions went down, and he just became a better quarterback, top to bottom. Right now, his arm talent could be put on full display. And I think that's what Garrett Nussmeier needs to go into. He needs to go into a situation where he can learn from somebody that was similar to him, right? And when I say similar to him, I'm talking about the quarterback and going into an organization with a head coach that understands that quarterback position to the T.
Yep.
And who better to learn from than Sean McVay? And
I
I think
agree.
I think that could be a perfect situation for Garrett Nussmeier.
Shout out BK No Jones in the chat, bro. He out here dropping dimes. He said this about like 3 minutes ago. Great minds think alike, man. Come on. McVay, Kyle Shanahan's another good option from an offensive mindset. I mean, he
Well,
got a
well,
couple
the Kyle
spots.
Shanahan thing, I, Brock Purdy just signed that big deal, so you know he ain't going nowhere no time soon. You know, if you go to the Rams, Stafford probably got about another 2 years left in it.
Hmm.
So you can
Yep.
go in and learn under him for 2 years, and then possibly have a shot to take over the reins when he decides to retire. So that's why I say the Rams. But I definitely think Kyle Shanahan is somebody that he could for sure develop Garrett Nussmeier. Because look what he did with Brock Purdy.
100%. And then,
And
I
look what he
mean,
did
Mac
with Mac
Jones comes,
Jones.
yeah, I'm about to say he comes in there and he takes the torch and it looks phenomenal. And
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford, on a side note, 37 years old. So, I mean, hey, Father Time will be ticking in terms of your
Yes.
football career.
Yes.
I got a lot of people in the chat asking my D line coach. Give us one quick second. We're going to transition to that. First, we're going to talk about this portal news this morning. Juwan Johnson, gone. And my bro, Monday, I believe it was, gone. But Juwan, this one didn't
Jelani
surprise me.
Watkins.
Oh, Jelani, thank you. And Colin Billiot. The Jawan one though, it didn't surprise me as much because I've been seeing him on Twitter posting the clips of him juking people out and in the pocket and showing off that quarterback skill. And it seemed like he wants to dabble in it because look, G, he was a team player for a while, for a few years, if you will. DB, running back, quarterback, every single thing that Coach Kelly and his staff needed filled. Juwan was there and he didn't really complain. And he got credit, but he kind of wants to be able to show what he could do now. And I don't blame him. I think this is a good decision for him. And then with Ahmad Bro, obviously it has to do with Kyle Williams leaving, more than likely. Then there's inconsistency at the D line coach. We'll get to that. The Elijah Robinson spectacle. And if he's coming, if he's not. What's your thoughts on these transfers? And let's try to put that Nostradamus cap on, man, where we see these guys going.
First of all, let me say this about Jawan Johnson, ultimate team player, one of the most cerebral kids on the LSU roster, right? To be able to go from playing DB to receiver, from DB to running back to quarterback, back to running back, and being able to do it at the level he did it at, man, I don't know too many athletes that could do that, especially in the SEC. So
Mm-hmm.
you just got to give him props for that. I will say this, man, and I hope anybody that's close to Jawan, or if Jawan hears this, he doesn't get offended. I know he's planning on pursuing the quarterback position wherever he goes next, and I just think that Jawan could make his money as being looked at as a utility player slash athlete, right? I think he could have so much value on the team, and I think that would help his stock when you talk about getting drafted to the NFL. The quarterback position, the way it's being played right now, bro, anywhere he goes, they're gonna cater the offense to what he does well, and that's using his legs, running RPOs, running inside zone with the quarterback, things like quarterback power, get rolling him out, right? That doesn't translate to the NFL. It just doesn't. And do I think Jawan can have success on a college level at quarterback? I do. But as it pertains to the NFL, I think he will be limited because a college coach ain't is not going to change their whole system to a West Coast type of offense or a pro style offense just so Jawan can develop and be evaluated probably by the league. I just
Right.
don't see nobody doing it. I think they're gonna say, look, this is what he does well. We're gonna cater our offense to that so we can win ball games. And I just think that hurts his stock in the long run. Why not go play quarterback? Why not go play running back slash receiver, punt return, kick return, bring some value to yourself. And now I think you could possibly be a draft pick one day. And that's just my personal opinion. But he's a competitor. He wants to prove everybody wrong. So kudos to him. Ahmad, bro. Um, I think when you look at his situation, um, he knows that a new D line coach coming in is going to be different for how he plays the game. Pay attention to what I'm saying when I see this. Ahmad Brew came in at LSU as an edge rusher, right? Like people got to remember that. And then they asked him to add on what 40, 50 pounds so he can move inside to the three tech, right? That was predicated on how Blake and the D line coach wants to use the D lineman. Whoever this next D line coach is coming in, right? You just don't know how he gonna teach technique wise, how he plans to use him. I know him and Blake still gonna have to be on the same page, but Blake not gonna be in that D line room or in them drills when the D line coach is telling Ahmad, look, I know you did it like this with Kyle Williams and Bo Davis, but no, I'm teaching you to do it like this. And I think Ahmad knows that he's kind of undersized for a 3 tech. He's a little undersized. And I think he did a phenomenal job these last 2 years at LSU.
Yep.
But I think he knows the writings on the wall that he needs to put himself in a position to where he can play to his skill set and his strengths. And I think that's the reason for him getting the portal. And I think he's gonna have a lot of suitors.
Oh yeah, and then also, I mean, I'm gonna double down and say something else too. I feel like he's such a smart kid where he knows exactly the situation he's in. He's weighed all his options. He's trusting this is the right decision. He's not making an emotional knee jerk reaction like, oh, let me just hurry up and do this. I think he's thought this through, weighed it out. I agree. He'll have a lot of options here in the portal. We got 2 years left, huh? Or
Yep.
okay, I didn't know in terms of the entire eligibility. Man, we got some people popping off in the chat. G, we gotta. I gotta address this rumor because it caught my eye. Jay Woods, glad you in the chat, my guy. He's saying Shay Dixon on 3 reporting that Steve Sarkisian from the University of Texas wants Frank Wilson. And I want to say one more thing. So they're saying Frank's decision will come after the bowl game, right? That just seems to me like he's going to leave because why would you wait till after the bowl game? Why wouldn't you say it right now? If you're waiting till after the bowl game, it's probably to prevent. I'm not saying it's going to be the brick wall barricade stopping guys from entering the portal, but it might stop more guys from entering the portal. I don't know. I want to pick your brain on that. And then the Sark comment.
Yeah, this a chess game that Lane's playing right now. You know the portal opens up. No, so the portal is different for LSU. The portal window I'm thinking about is after the national championship, and that's January the 8th to the 16th. Is that the date? Or January 6th to the January 16th? I know it's like 10 days or something like that after the national championship. And if I'm not mistaken, the teams that don't make it to the national championship don't have that same window. Correct me if I'm wrong on that though.
Okay, so January 2nd to 16th is going to be the winner only window, and players in the college football playoff are going to get an extra 5 days after the final game. So it's a shorter
Okay,
window.
okay. So everybody, whether you're in a playoff or not, has the window from January 2nd to the 16th. And then if you play in the national championship, you got 5 days after that.
Yep.
Gotcha. And the Texas Bowl is New Year's Eve.
I think it's like 29th, right around on that weekend. Let's see. Should be the 29th. 27th.
Right. So that gives guys what 4 days, 5 days,
Yeah.
4 or 5 days.
To decide and see what they're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. They might really be trying to figure it. Look, from what I'm hearing, that this is really based on Kevin Smith. That's who the running back coach is at Ole Miss. That's Lane's guy. You know, if you guys are not familiar with Kevin Smith, played at Central Florida in college. I want to say he rushed for 2,000 yards in college. Got drafted by the Lions. I want to say he played like 4 or 5 years. Had a solid career. Um, and he's been a running back coach at Ole Miss. I'm hearing that Summerall at Florida is trying to get him. He's fighting hard for him. And I think if he decides to go to Florida, I think then Lane will keep Frank.
Okay.
Crazy story. I'm hearing that if Kevin Smith says he don't want to be at Ole Miss at all with Pete Golden, that Pete Golden is going all in on Frank Wilson. So it's a lot of different dominoes that's going on right now. And then you just heard the report from Shea Dixon saying that Sarkisian gonna go after Frank. So uh I would like to think that they trying to hold on because they don't want guys to get in the portal. But I don't think that's it because if the game is December 27th and the portal window opens at January 2nd, well, making that decision after the bowl game doesn't make sense. The only thing I can see is he needs somebody in place to run the practices and be the leader of that ship going into that bowl game. Maybe
Mhm.
that's why they waiting on the decision because he's the only one I think that on that. Well, Blake probably could have did it. Yeah, but I guess they didn't know what Blake was going to do.
Right.
It's just a lot of different variables that come into play. Uh, if I had to bet my money on it, just from what I've been hearing, uh, I would be surprised if Frank comes back. I would be very surprised. I know him and Lane, they're two alpha males. Both of their egos is through the roof right now. So I think the damage is done. I think that when you look at what Frank has done at LSU and the way he bleeds purple and gold and how he's been the catalyst of everything that's been going on since his first tenure at LSU, right? People know when you think about LSU, you think about Frank Wilson. That's one of the first names you think about. And I think he's feeling a little disrespected because he's just not outright named the running back coach or he hasn't been outright asked to return on the staff.
Mhm.
And I understand him to some degree, right? You put your time in. You got your skin in the game. You're known as the Godfather when you talk about recruiting in Louisiana, bro. He
Yep.
really started that trend for a lot of different African American coaches in Louisiana, preferably New Orleans, to start getting opportunities. And I really feel like in his mind is a slap in the face that I wasn't the first person you asked to return to LSU to be a part of your staff when you talk about what Lane Kiffin is trying to do.
Yep.
So I understand Frank's perspective from that standpoint.
And then also, I mean, if you're going to not like, he's still got what, 2 weeks left. So I mean, you've already got an Ole Miss hypothetical situation, a Texas hypothetical situation. He'll be a hot name in the market. So I mean, you know your worth, you know what you want, and I also think he'll be able to get it. And if it's not here at LSU, it'll be
But
somewhere else.
I know Frank has told me this on a number of occasions. He doesn't want to leave Louisiana. I think he has like 4 years left for his retirement, and if you leave the state and go get a job, then that puts it on the hold. So that's not saying he wouldn't leave and go take that job at Ole Miss or take a job at Texas. I'm just saying his mindset is staying in Louisiana and getting to that retirement in 4 years.
Tulane, that could be an option.
I don't know. Will Hall might keep Brock Hayes because I don't think Summerall is bringing Brock Hayes. I'm not. That's not nothing definite, but from what I'm hearing, Summerall trying to get Kevin Smith, right? So if you're trying to get Kevin Smith and Brock Hayes was your running back coach at Tulane, then it sounds like you're not bringing Brock Hayes unless you're gonna move Brock Hayes to another position. I know he coached tight ends at Nichols when he was there. I don't know. We'll see. But I know that Will Hall was the passing game coordinator at Tulane, right? And I would assume that he's going to keep Brock Hayes as his running back coach at Tulane. So uh, I don't know what that means for Frank when you talk about trying to stay in Louisiana, bro.
Yeah, I think that all eyes are going to be on that decision, especially after the bowl game. That's going to be the hottest topic in that press conference. Everybody going to want to know who's opting out, who's in that portal, and then Frank Wilson. Where is our guy Frank going? Now, got a lot of people in the chat, G, asking about Elijah Robinson. So this is it. Perfect time to bring it up. Everybody wants to know, who are we hiring if he doesn't come down? So if you didn't hear the update, first it seemed like a done deal. I think it was about Saturday. I know we were on Friday saying he was in person. Saturday, you had a couple of outlets reporting that the deal was finalized. And now there's a little bit of backtracking going on. So there's a lot of different things floating around, whether it be Penn State, his alma mater, offering him, or Matt Rule at Nebraska. So what's your reaction to this? Do you think they are going to be able to somehow get it done? And if not, who are the names you're throwing in the hat? Because look, I know about two of them. I've seen them in the chat already. This guy right here, Brian Turner, saying Chris Kiffin would be good. He spelled Kiffin with an E. Come on, man. He's got some experience at Ole Miss in the Cleveland Browns system. And the fan favorite name would be Ed Orgeron, which I think is far fetched. But come on, G, it wouldn't be an LSU stream if we didn't mention Coach O one time.
Yeah, I'm hearing they can't come to an agreement with the money. That's what I'm hearing that's going on with Elijah Robinson. I think that when you pay your defensive coordinator $3 million, I want to say Corey Raymond is at $1 million. Uh, you know, I don't know what Greg Olson's getting paid for at the safety position, but when you talk about that kind of money on the defensive side of the ball, I would think that Elijah Robinson, because he's a defensive coordinator at Syracuse, I don't think he's trying to come to LSU and take a pay cut. So, and I don't blame him on it. So I think that is the major reason why they haven't announced that he's coming. And that's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing they just can't get the money side of it figured out. So I don't see him being a D line coach. I don't think Lane is going to sign off on him getting paid. I don't know what he's getting paid at Syracuse, but he's the DC at Syracuse. I would like to think he's getting paid around $1.5 million. You know what I
Let's
mean? Somewhere around there. I mean,
All right, Google. Hmm. Hold up. Why? There ain't no way it's this. I don't want to say it. It's saying an insane number.
what it said.
This was talking about his Texas A&M salary, but I don't understand. I'm digging through the weeds here. Sorry, guys. Let's see. USA Today. How are y'all doing? Yeah, bro. He making like 1.5,
Yeah,
right around 2 million. That's a hell of a lot, bro.
yeah, exactly. So you gonna leave Fran Brown, and I know Syracuse was bad this year,
Oh
but
yeah.
you're gonna leave Fran Brown, and this was your first year as a defensive coordinator, and you gonna say no. I know I'm getting paid $1.5 million. I'm going to leave and come to LSU to be the D line coach, which I'm gonna take a demotion to get paid what 700,000, 800,000. Absolutely
Almost
not.
half.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, I mean, some people could look at it like, okay, you leaving Syracuse to go to LSU. You could put yourself in position to get a raise down the line if you go to LSU and get it right and be part of a winning program. You could look at it like that, maybe. But at $1.5 million, I don't know if I could just tell my spouse and my family, hey, I'm about to leave this contract. I'm making 1.5 to go make 800,000. I
Yeah.
just don't know if I could do it. I
Mm-hmm.
guess it would depend if I was just getting into the coaching game. If I was just getting into the coaching game, I, maybe I don't know, but they can't get the money part right. The money part right is from what I'm
Mm-hmm.
hearing.
Hey, that's going to be the stressor on damn near every negotiation, whether it's portal, whether it's coaching. I mean, shit, they're going to be sponsorship decisions that are going to fall apart based off money and agreeing on it. It makes sense also, especially because at LSU, you see everybody eating, man. And then you see Lane Kiffin talk about not caring about the money. Money's not a focus. So, I mean, some people are like, all right, cool. You ain't worried about the money. Break me off a little piece of the damn cookie, man. Let's let the cookie crumble a little bit. But easier
And
said than done.
yeah, and as far as D line coaches that they looking at, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything. That probably will change by Friday. I'm sure I'll be in got some names that they targeting and be able to update you guys on Friday.
So is Chris Kiffin on the staff right now?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay.
He didn't bring anybody from Ole Miss for on the defensive side of the ball.
Okay. So is he actively coaching as of right now too? That's his sibling. That's his brother. So I just looked up the exact relationship. I don't know. Is he actively coaching?
He got
Hmm.
me on that one.
I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think. No, he is. He is. He is. He's an analyst. He's on the support staff. Okay, so I mean, yeah, they might be able to.
I'm gonna
Might be
I'm gonna
able.
tell you somebody I think Lane Kiffin should go after, and I don't think he has no ties to this guy. And I actually brought his name up when Bo Davis decided to leave for the Saints, and he was looking for a D line coach. I actually brought this guy name up as a candidate. Really like him. Gerald Chapman. All right. So he was, I think he was a defensive analyst when Kelly's first year. Then he left, went to Colorado, left Colorado with the Tulane, left Tulane with the Florida. All right.
Hmm.
Really, really good D line coach, bro. Good recruiter, very personable with the players, very relatable, very passionate about this game. I got a chance to really know him when he was recruiting Quincy Wiggins out of high school. I think that's somebody they should really give a look at, bro. I think, and he's familiar with LSU, familiar with Louisiana.
Yep.
I think he would do phenomenal under Blake. I want to see. No, Blake wasn't here. Tripping. Blake wasn't here. That 1 year, he wasn't here.
Yeah, the Tulane tie is interesting though. I think I mean,
Yeah, I
we
mean
achieved this spot.
yeah, like I said, a defensive analyst with. He was under Coach Carter when Andre Carter was the D line coach at LSU. He was his assistant on
Yep,
the
in
D line.
2021.
Yeah. So did he
And then
what? No,
in
so Blake.
2023, he was here in the spring too. It says LSU interim D line coach 2020
Yeah, yeah, and then he left and went to Colorado, right?
Tulane. He was in
Tulane. Then he went to
Colorado before.
Colorado.
Colorado before. So this is the track record from beginning to end. 2015 A&M grad assistant, 2016 Broncos intern, 2016 Elon D-line coach, then Tennessee State, then the Bengals, LSU in 2021, then Tulane, Colorado, LSU interim D-line coach, Tulane, Florida right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's a lot of good stops,
But
especially
I
for a
don't know
team
if
that's Louisiana
Summerall.
centric.
I don't know. I don't think Summerall is retaining Chapman.
That's a pretty good option. Then I think I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Is
I think I
Damon
thought he
saying
should have had a
he?
good. I thought he should have had a. Oh, all right. So look at that. Damon on it.
Come on, Damon. Appreciate you, man. This man on
Summerall retained him. I didn't see that because I was looking to see who he was retaining at Florida. I didn't see him. I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, I see a Gator season posted it December 8th, 2 days ago. He's being retained.
He
Yep.
was. Summerall almost feel how I feel.
I mean, think about it too. They had to have some type of paths get crossed. I don't think he was coaching Tulane whenever he was
No,
here
no.
though.
That he was there. I want to say Chapman was there when Willie Fritz was at Tulane.
Yeah,
So I don't think, but I'm sure, man, them guys be knowing each other, bro. You
yep.
know, that's a coaching fraternity. They be knowing each other. They might have not worked with each other, but they be knowing each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was Willie Fritz last year. That was the Cotton Bowl year, I'm pretty sure. Interesting. Then he went to the University of Houston, and we're about to see Willie in a few weeks, man, in the Texas Bowl. Come on, man, little Willie. All right, I think we're gonna save this Notre Dame topic. Look, I'm gonna give y'all a little glimpse of it though. On Friday, I'm coming for Notre Dame's top guys because they're getting an automatic bid, top 12. Ridiculous. Gee, I want to be the college football commissioner. You know what I mean? I think I can do it. I know Josh Pate, he's having a bid. He's been saying it for a while. Josh Pate, I think you got some competition right here. If you let me be the college football commissioner, I'm ending this Notre Dame hype.
You're gonna have to have some thick skin, I tell you that.
Man, I know. I'm starting to learn it a little bit. I got some people in the chat ruffling our feathers. Man, the other dude talking about fade me. Fade JV. Come on, man. You don't want to do that, bro. I'm like a money printer over here. Nah, I'm playing, man. Before we got out of here, though, I want to tell you. Remember how I lost that tripod piece? Y'all don't know this, but me and G were filming an episode for y'all. Post-game breakdown on the field. One of the last ones. I had to prop that damn thing up on a fence, bro. I lost my tripod piece. Guess what? We back in business, baby. I wish I could show y'all. That thing's mounted up nicely. Got the tripod back, looking professional. Come on, man. It's the little things, bro.
Where you found it?
I didn't find it. I had to buy another one.
Oh,
Cyber
gosh.
Monday came around. It was like $15. I was like, you know what? Screw it. It's cheaper than a whole new tripod. I'm just going to have to get it right. Because the other one I had was broken. I had like tape around it and stuff. I had to make it work, though, guys. Come on. Y'all understand. We got some struggles that we go through, bro. Let me go through
You gotta
the chat.
be able to improvise, bro. You gotta be able to improvise on the fly.
Got an audible, man. Whether it be going live mobile because Cox Wi-Fi hates me or whatever the case may be, man. Come on, we can't hold us down. Got some interesting comments in here. I feel like I
read the comments, man. Go through the comments, man.
All right, let's start at the beginning. First, our guy Damon Wilson talking about best part of the week. That's my guy Damon. Appreciate him. This guy saying get Eric Henderson, call it a day, keep the end of court pipeline in terms of the D-line coach.
That's a good one. He getting paid some bread at USC, bro.
That
He
money
getting
talk.
paid some bread. He getting paid some bread, bro. That was the whole reason why they got him to leave the Rams. He getting paid some bread.
This guy, our guy Hakeem saying Bo Nix better version of Jalen Hurts. Hey, my guy Jalen had 5 turnovers the other night. They had 3 turnovers in one play. G, did you see that? The pick, the fumble, get a fumble, and then fumble it back, bro. That's me at CFB right there. That's some shit that I would do online. Unfortunately, Chris Kiffin should have been hired yesterday, per our guy Brian Turner. Oh, don't waste our time and money on Robertson. We kicked his butt when he coached D-line at A&M. We need a great developer, not just a recruiter.
He
Oh,
was
Alex,
he was an interim coach. They had a lot going on that year, man.
give him some slack, man. We got Mac Jones slander in here. Or no, Brock Purdy slander. My bad. Saying Mac Jones is better than Brock Purdy. They damn near the same to me. Can you see a difference between Mac
Mac
Jones and Brock
Jones
Purdy?
look when Purdy was hurt this year. Mac Jones looked damn good.
It was
But
Thursday
look,
night
it,
football against, was it the Rams or something?
it
He
go
did
back.
have a crazy game.
It go back to what my boy Byron said in the chat, bro. Like Kyle Shanahan, he does a good job with quarterbacks.
He does. He does. This guy, Hope Jawan succeeds. Team first guy, 100%. Hey, I want to say this. Remember Lenny Bitcoin? I told you about my dynasty? Jawan entered the portal, bro. Because I coached at Lafayette first. That was my stomach grounds. ULL, man. Come on. And he entered the portal. I tried to get him. I'll say this. Harlan Berry entered it in the game, too. I don't hope that don't happen. Come on, Harlan. Please stay, buddy. Rumor is this guy saying Jelani's headed to A&M.
Yeah, well, he went to high school in that Houston area, so that wouldn't surprise me at all.
You think he's going to play track or run track?
Oh, he gonna definitely run track.
Yeah, so that's an interesting decision you're gonna have to make now because you're not just going on 2 visits. One visit, if you will, you got to visit 2 different things, 2 different coaching staffs, 2 different facilities. I feel like that's gonna be confusing to navigate. That's interesting. Man, we got a lot of people in the chat right now. I'm going through trying to find the good ones. Jabbar Jalou, look at this. Get some slander. Don't see how he's getting all these looks after he slapped Joel Rogers. Come on, man. We already stood on this business, dude.
He made a mistake, man. He made a mistake. Give him some grace.
It happens, bro. It happens. Oh, this guy's saying they're playing with Frank like a consolation prize. They got to stop doing that, bro. Come on, Frank. Frank going to let him know, man. If he going to Ole Miss is going to rush for 300 when we go to Oxford. I'm just saying. I can't lie to you. This guy's asking how's everybody's mental health, man. Appreciate that. Doing good. Staying in there, man. Hanging in there. 2 thumbs up. Uh-oh. Mike Rule due to Brian Kelly method. Hires and fires. Brian Kelly slander. Come on, BK. My guy BK's just trying to relax and enjoy his retirement. Before we get out of here, this is the last one. Oh, Coco in the chat. Why not Coach O? Man, I just don't know if Coach O would be the most productive coach you can get. That's more of like a feel-good story.
I'm going to tell you something, too. I think Coach Ho I said Coach Ho.
Oh, watch out.
Lord.
Hey,
but I think Coach O has hurt his chances at getting a position coach job by some of this stuff he's been saying on these podcasts. I don't know if people been paying attention, bro. He been admitting to paying guys money before NIL. Like he been saying some raw and uncut stuff on these podcasts, bro. I think some schools gonna look at that and be like, I don't know if we won't hire this guy. I wouldn't say that. I still would hire him, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think the biggest factor around everything is the emotional tie. He won a national title. He's like one of us. Everybody loves him. I mean, this would be a good situation, but Tulane seems like it would be a good one for him too. Somebody in the chat's asking.
And I'm gonna be real. What you about to say?
So I was gonna change topic, but you can go.
No, I was gonna say if I was Lane Kiffin, I really would consider hiring Coach O because think about this. You see, they can't get on board with Elijah Robinson with the money aspect, bro. You ain't gotta pay Orgeron a whole lot of money. True. You could probably pay him $200,000, $175,000. Right? Yeah. His last payment is this month from LSU from that $18 million buyout. So he's not gonna be doing it for money. Mm-hmm. I think they should really consider bringing Orgeron back as a D-line coach if they can't get this figured out. Elijah Robinson, bro. You know he know D-line. He learned from the best. P. Jenkins.
He can recruit. He covers both of the question marks, if you will, that you would have around a coach in that situation.
And I think him and Blake would do wonders together.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, if there's anybody that would be able to recruit somebody to LSU, it's Coach O Dog. Look, because this story that they talk about with Adrian Peterson, he told this on the podcast too, one of the most PG comments yet. But AP wanted his father to be able to watch him. I think he was in jail around that Texarkana spot, Texas, Oklahoma, right around there. But either way, the decision to go to Oklahoma was based off of the games being played on cable TV in the system. But Coach O was trying to get him at USC. Like, if he could watch you play, would you come? And Adrian said something like, "I'll come that day," or whatever. So I mean, look, those type of things. It's more than ECI. It's not just, "Hey, come to our school." It's, what can I do for you? How can I make it better? How can I have your family's life be improved? Whatever the case may be. It's a big picture thing. JTL in the chat, when is the SEC schedule coming out? So I looked it up. SEC schedule revealed tomorrow at 7:00. So we'll break that down. Our guy Greg Sankey, come on, man. He's giving an SEC title game press conference, and then he'll do the schedule reveal. Hopefully, I'm not saying LSU gets a draw. We know who we playing, but hopefully you get some nice times. I don't know. Nice dates. Texas is coming in. A&M is coming in. You're going on the road to Oxford. That's going to be cinema, bro. That's a mandatory trip for us. We're going to have to wear a damn football helmet, though, because the golf ball is going to be everywhere. Fastball. I'm going to be ducking, boy. I can't lie.
I've never been to Oxford.
It was interesting. I mean, I like the environment. I think the best environment, hands down, everyone's going to hate to say it, it's Kyle Field. Kyle Field has more capacity than Tiger Stadium. I'll give it. I know my guy Garrett Nussmeier said it ain't that valley, but it was pretty close. It was pretty close. Nothing like home, though, man. Come on. Appreciate your time, G. Thank you for everybody in the chat showing the love, commenting. We get a little community, man. Come on. They like to see it pop up on the screen, bro. They like to be involved. They like to pop up, man. I appreciate all the chats. All the comments, hit that thumbs up for us. Come watch us Friday. I don't think we're going to have predictions Friday, G. It's the first Friday in a while that I can't murk you with the picks, man. Come on. Yeah. I'm taking a break. I got to enter the lab. Enter the think lab, bro. Come on. I'm coming to take that throne. I don't know if I can. I'll be real. I think I'm down like 6 games right now. You might got me. Man. Come on.
I'll finish strong.
You're right. I got to have a mindset, bro. It's the mindset. All right. Appreciate your time. We're getting out of here. See y'all Friday at 1.